I was actually checking in with ladies today that's been in our program for their year anniversary. It was really cool how almost every one of them hit their weight goals. And every single one of them had some kind of emotional. There was an awareness, there was an emotional win. Like, it was super, super cool. And if you don't know me, if you're new to my shit, I'm Casey. I help women have it all and crack the fucking weight loss and hormone code. The reason why nothing else has worked usually is when people find me. We're trauma informed and we get to the root, and it's not just hormones. We get to the root of why the hormones are off.
I was not supposed to be successful. Hey there, Casey Ship here, fitness model, hormone expert, and a master energy healer. I help goal-oriented women clear out the reason why nothing has worked and finally step into their purpose and get everything they've ever wanted.
And really, like I said, it's for women who want it all, because typically women who fuck with me are like me, and typically they crush it in all areas. There's just that one area that something's off. So maybe their careers are doing great, their marriages are great, they're great parents, but their fucking weight is off, or there's just something off with their body and their health. And that's where I come in. But before I get into that, today I actually did a consult with an 80-year-old woman. Really cute. There was actually a practitioner in town that I used, craniosacral. He refers his patients to me, and which is super cool. Super smart guy. So I take that as a compliment. But he sends this lady, and she's so cute, and she's 80 something, and she has chronic fatigue. She's not able to walk on the beach like she normally does. She still works out, but she hasn't been able to do these things. And I get on the phone with her, and she realizes that she goes, Casey, I'm just now finding out that I'm an empath, and that after 40 years of being married, I left 20 years ago. I didn't realize that I was with him and doing all the things, like I was doing the work of 3 people. I had no idea. I thought it was a blessing to be a stay-at-home mom. She grew up, the marriage, they were in like the limelight, and the way she grew up, which was like 6 kids, poverty, she goes, the way we were living, compared to how she was living, was superb. So in her mind, she was just grateful, and in that, stuck through a lot of trauma. Even though her life was better than her upbringing, she stayed in it because it was better, but really it sucked her dry. But like she said, she's like, I watched my mom take care of 6 kids and the dad didn't work. She's like, so I had that model. My mom was the model who did everything and overextended herself. And that's what my program helps a lot with. That's why women like working with me, is because we do things that's kind of unconventional, weight loss programs and workouts. Well, the reason why you'll lose weight in 1 in 5, pretty much 4 out of 5 gains the fucking weight back. And after a certain amount of time, this is why it's a $1 billion industry. Weight loss industry is so big, and that everywhere you turn, every woman's like, I've done this workout, I've done this diet, and all this, and nothing's working. Programs don't cover what we're covering now, and it's the trauma informed. It's, you are an empath. It's learning how to set boundaries and not be people pleasers, and what energy vampires are, and emotional intelligence work, energetics, all that. Your environment has everything to do with your weight. But as I was talking to her, like she said, she's like, I didn't know my life was the way it was. I just thought it was a blessing to be a stay-at-home mom with my kids and my husband making enough money to do whatever. She's like, I thought that was it. Turns out, here she's on 80 something. Sounds very feeble. Matter of fact, when I mentioned, hey, let's get your adrenals fixed and this, and that, you can crush it to your 100. And she didn't want to live till she was 100. She knows she only has, 10 more good years or so. And I thought of all of you. I thought of myself, and how many women sit there and they watch my content, they consume my podcast, and they know deep down, like, damn, this bitch is onto something. And here it goes, one more thing, you get busy, something happens, you need to sign up, you need to do the thing, but something happens. And before you know it, don't catch yourself at 80 years old trying to fix your fucking adrenals, I just, man. And it's not even like FOMO. It's just kind of like, you gotta wake the fuck up, man. Do y'all realize if you're 35, you're halfway to 70? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but when I was talking to her, it was really cute. But when she said she's just now finding out, that she's an empath, and that 80% of the energy she was feeling around her wasn't even hers, that it drained the life force out of her, like all these things. I'm like, wow. But I'm honored, she's coming to me to get to the root of it and to fix it. And we're doing everything that we do with all of you girls. We're food and gut tests, hormones, and teaching her how to clear out the trauma from her subconscious, and how to come back home to herself and get these fragmented pieces and bring them back to more wholeness, and really just clean up her environment and her psyche, and it's the mindset, emotional, mental, it's everything. It's not just the physical. But anyway, she's getting her hormones done, man. We're gonna do her hormones. There was that happened, and then I saw this lady that came through, and she put on her app. Not a lot of people put this down, but it's there. She said that the weight was stressing her out. She was actually getting stressed out from the weight. And I was like, man, that's a very great way to put it, because so many women find us because they are stressed out and frustrated about their weight, and they can't figure out what's going on. And I wanted to give you an exercise you can do that will help this anxiety, but also, you know deep down what needs to be done, but why don't we do it? Well, I'll tell you, it's fear. It's being in survival mode, and it's trauma. Trauma is being addicted to patterns that keep us stuck. So your body's just going to want to stay safe, right? Your body's always trying to stay safe. That's why it reaches for a donut. It's not because we want to be fat, we want to be unhealthy, we want to fall off our diet. It's literally, we binge eat, we reach for donuts, we don't eat, we do the things we know we don't need to be doing because our nervous system is addicted to shame and guilt and fear. I'm telling you, it is so much harder to be happy. We were hardwired to be afraid, not safe in our bodies, to hate ourselves, to beat up on ourselves, and to just, it's to be there. So you really have to understand that, learn how to emotionally regulate and reprogram your subconscious. It's a reprogramming of who you are, because you are nothing more than the thoughts that you think. And half the thoughts that you think are from a lifetime of conditioning. Who you thought you needed to be, who your parents needed you to be, who your teachers told you should be. Looking around, comparing yourself. Maybe I should be more like that. Like, you don't even know. You think that you know who you are. I'm telling you right now, most people don't. Like, I don't even know if my name's Casey. So anyway, it's fun stuff, right? It's all about weight loss. But anyway, so here's what I want you to do. I'm gonna read the questions, and you can do them kind of just in your mind or actually write them out. Like I said, if you want any of these resources, I highly recommend getting with the physicians, because here's the deal. It's gonna be really hard to do anything with no energy. And wouldn't you want to know the answers? Because a lot of you are very high performers. You know, your job, your career, sales, marketing, everything. Your brain and everything gets so much sharper when your hormones are spot on. You know, having more sex, being present with the kids, not being short, like all these things, getting good sleep, all this hormones. So you need your hormones balance done first, right? It takes about 2 weeks. Dive straight into, like, get in today. It's only our freaking Bad Bitch membership, Bad Bitch bundle. It's like $250. It's like $250 right now. And now this is July 2024. So if you're listening to this later and it's $500, you know, don't shoot me. But it's $250, and you just join. Go ahead, start right away with Reset and Restore. Start with Clear My Shit and Drop the Fucking Weight Struggle. You do those 3 courses, maybe even money codes, because money is tied to worthiness and freedom. And if you feel worthy and free, you're going to lose more weight anyway. So there's that. But start with Reset and Restore, Drop the Fucking Weight Struggle, maybe Resilient as Fuck, definitely Clear My Shit. You could start right now, get access to all of it. And the clearing that I'm going to give you. So if you want any, like, where did you say I can get this? Just go to the link in my bio, do the Bad Bitch bundle, or if you want to do a chat with us because you're like, you've got so many offers, I need help choosing which one, I just need to know if you can even help, then comment book, and that'll send you the link to book a 15-minute fitness audit. We're doing fitness and hormone audits right now, 15 minutes to just kind of see what's going on and give you our 2 cents on what you need to be doing, give you something that you can take away that day that'll help. Okay, number 1 is, what are you afraid of? So the anxiety, and this is the number 1 reason why we don't do what we know we need to do. It's almost like, well, no shit, Casey, if I knew how to just relax or let go, of course I would have what I wanted. Right. Anxiety, number 1 thing that I would say that I struggle with from not only the past, just being a highly sensitive person, and also, you know, I'm not on ADHD medication. I probably should be, but I just don't feel good on it. Don't like it. I took it for many years, and I've done enough plant medicine. I think that I don't like it. I'd rather just be natural as I fucking possibly can. I just want to feel my emotions, you know? They're a friend. They will tell us what needs to be sat with sometimes. But if we just moved anxiety aside, the world will be a different place. If most of the women could just move their anxiety aside, they would lose more weight, they would be happier, they would make more money, everything. Like, your intuition is there. And the hard thing is get the anxiety to go away. It does take a lot of emotional intelligence. It takes the willingness to sit the willingness to meditate, the knowingness, the knowing how to meditate and still your mind, quiet your mind, tap into soul. Like, it's a lot, right? So this little exercise I found through a program that I did, it's phenomenal and it's great for your mind. And here we go. Okay, the number one, you need to write down, what are you afraid of? So what is the anxiety coming from? You could put here like, I'm gaining weight, or and this is not frustration. Like we also do it for frustration, but this one's just for anxiety. I love this tool. What am I afraid of? So just, what are you afraid of? Write it down. This weight gain, maybe it's gonna, I'm afraid I'm gaining the weight, or I'm unable to lose it. I'm worried something's wrong with me, whatever. Next question is, what does the fear look like? Like this anxiety and fear, the thing that's stressing you out about weight, what does it look like? For example, it's in my mind constantly and I'm unable to be present. Like, how is it showing up in your life? Like, what does it look like? Maybe it is, I'm embarrassed to be seen in public. I'm embarrassed for people that I know to see me because they're going to think a certain way. And then that's going to come into the clearing the judgments. But we're just doing the stress right now. Stress for the weight gain, stress about the weight. You're stressing about the weight. Should I eat this? Should I eat that? So write out, what does it look like right now? Number 3, what or how is having this anxiety affecting my life? How is it affecting my life right now? Like, what's happening because of it? So write that out. It's going to require awareness. So write out how it's affecting your life. And then also ask yourself, why would I need to fail? Why would I need to, whatever it is you're afraid of, put that in here. Why would I need to blank? And write that in there. Okay, number 4, when was the last time I felt this way? When was the last time I was afraid of this thing? Write it out. What would you tell yourself if you could go back and make it right? Like, if you think back during a time that you were this stressed or this worried about something, what do you wish you would have known back then? And usually that'll be a good hack and good tool that you can help yourself with right now in the present moment. So the next one, this one is where it gets crazy. All right, I want you to write out 10 benefits for the thing you're feeling anxious about. So 10 benefits for the thing you're feeling anxious about. Let's go to the next one. What would the opposite of this anxiety be? So what is it that you just wish would happen? Like, what is it? Like, I wish I could just wake up tomorrow and be 30 pounds down. Like, whatever whatever you want. I wish I could just go one day, drink water and eat a salad and be down 20 pounds. Like, write out what's the opposite of the thing you're worried about. Okay, now, if everything that you just listed from the thing you wish that would happen, the anxiety, like the main thing you're scared of, if it wasn't present, like if it wasn't happening, what would be the drawbacks? Like, what would be the negatives? And if you want this exercise, just put in strategy, because we'll need to chat with you to see which direction you need to go. We'll get that over. What are the 10 benefits of this happening again? So the fear and stress and worry that you're having right now, what's the benefits of it happening again? Give me 5 to 10 benefits of it happening again. For example, it's going to show me that I'm resilient. It's going to cause me to sit down and journal this out. And the benefits of that is I'm going to regulate my nervous system. And the benefits of that is I'll be able to think clearly. Like, whatever. There's a lot here. Now, what are 5 drawbacks of the fantasy taking place? Like the thing you want to happen, lose 20 pounds just tomorrow. What are the negatives of that happening? You wouldn't have any clothes that would fit. Start writing that shit out. Okay, we're almost there. 3, 4 more questions. What are 5 to 10 action steps that you can take right now to lower the probability of this happening in the future? Sign up with Casey, take action, get my hormones checked, get an accountability coach with Casey, hire Casey, go to bed early tonight, eat dinner tonight, all those things. Stay fit, stay ready. Okay, next is give me 5 things that you could do that would help reduce the impact of it happening. So what are some things that wouldn't make it as bad? Like, let's say it happens again, what would make it not as bad? Well, maybe if you got this worried about weight again, it would feel better if you were down 10 pounds at least. Like, start writing some shit out that's going to make it better. All right, now what's 3 to 5 things and reasons why you can be super grateful for having this anxiety? Maybe I got to do this exercise with Casey. I got to sit with myself. I got to feel this emotion fully versus eating another donut or scrolling on the gram or whatever. Lastly, what are 2 things you can do that you need to be doing right now? What are 2 things you need to be doing? Like, after you've done all this stuff and you've cleared, what are 2 things you need to be doing right now today? And then I put here, you need to go watch the video, how low can you go? If you're in Bad Bitch Bundle or Mastermind, it's inside of there. The only way to advance in life is not running from our fears. It's not running from the shit. It's just accepting the feelings. Hey, fucked up feeling. Hey there. And it's not even fucked up. It's just a part of us. So you wouldn't tell a child that it's fucked up. It's literally a wounded part of us resurfacing. And not to mention, our brains are doing its job. Our fucking egos are doing its job. It's trying to keep us safe. So you're like, hey, thanks. Thanks for this anxiety. Thanks for this anxiety. Breathe through it. Let it pass through you and on to the next thought. Get back in the now. Get back to what you were doing. Get back to how you would feel if you knew that this was all possible for you and it was all working out, because you lack nothing. Anything you feel like you lack is already yours. And if you knew that, how would it feel? How would you show up? And that's one little way you can, that's one little energetic trick for weight. That's one little energetic trick for weight. Now, what I suggest if you do have stress around this, it most likely is pointing to, it's from some type of trauma, okay? It's some type of fear. And you don't want to like super, it's not that you need to go in the depths of hell and like sit with all this shit. Acknowledge it, reframe, move on. Create something that supports you. Create something that just feels better. Change your environment. Not even, I hate to say, like, because we don't want to do toxic positivity. We're not saying to spiritually bypass. If you need to sit with something, sit with it. We've got plenty of the exercises in there for that. But then move on and get your fucking hormones checked. Half of the anxiety is from weak adrenals. It's from being in chronic fight or flight. And it's people, oh, here, just, here's what it is. Just relax or let go. Like, you don't tell somebody in fight or flight or survival mode to just fucking relax. I do have relaxation hacks. It's phenomenal. If you want that, comment book or strategy and read the strategy. Get on the phone with us or take action from the strategy. Everything's in there. Everything's here. Literally access it today. That's all I wanted to say about that, is just sharing the story about the 80-year-old lady. Super amazing. And I just thought of all of you because I heard her voice. It was just crazy that I would hate to know that I waited till I was 80 years old. I mean, at least she's doing it, because there's some people that die that doesn't even figure this out. But I would just hate to know. I hate to know. I wish I would have known all this shit 15 years ago. I wasn't almost 40, even though I started doing this work 15 years ago. Like, I wish I had the wisdom that I have now back then, For example, I was just looking at a girl who started her company the same year I launched my new company. I think we've done like 5 million. She's done 80 million. Okay. Not comparing, but I'm like, I know how she does business and I know how I did business, and I see exactly why mine hit 5 million and hers hit 80. And it's the same with you, me, and anybody else. The reason anybody is at a different chapter in your life and that, hey, have the thing you want, is they know that they're doing things that's different and probably more in alignment. So pay fucking attention to that. It doesn't mean they're better than you. It doesn't mean any of that. You could scale up and have results bigger than they're having. We're just saying you have to look at the energetics in which you do life. That's it. It's how we think, it's how we be creates the outcome. So if you've struggled with weight your whole life, if it's always been a thing and you're not addressing the energetics and you're not addressing the root issue in the nervous system and how you think and how you be in your environment and just how you think and your emotional intelligence, and you don't even understand how trauma affects the body, then you're missing a big, big piece of the puzzle. And I'm not saying this as if you're inadequate. I'm saying, like, don't get down. Don't sit there and say, I've tried everything. No, you haven't. And even if you think that, oh, I went to Reiki, or hey, I've read this book, like, it goes way beyond that. And you're not ever going to be given, how do I word this? Trauma unfolds as you become a more safe person. It's like a child. A child's not going to come out if it feels like it's not safe. You have to become someone that's very trustworthy. You're the adult you. A lot of people are just running around as parts of their wounded self. I mean, it's just crazy. So go rewatch that and check it out. So comment strategy or book, and we'll send it to you. Bye.